Trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. It is the bedrock upon which all meaningful connections are built. It is the feeling of safety and security you have with another person. This sense of safety allows us to open up and be our true selves. When we trust someone, we believe they are reliable, honest, and have our best interests at heart. This belief forms the core of our interactions and deepens our bonds. We feel confident that they will not intentionally hurt us. This confidence allows us to be vulnerable and share our innermost thoughts and feelings. Trust is not something that happens overnight. It is a gradual process that requires patience and understanding. It takes time, effort, and consistency to build. Each small act of kindness and reliability adds a brick to the foundation of trust. Like a muscle, trust grows stronger with exercise. The more we engage in trust-building activities, the more resilient our relationships become. The more we show up for someone, the more trust we build. Consistency in our actions reinforces the belief that we are dependable. Trust is a two-way street. It requires mutual effort and commitment from both parties involved. It requires both parties to be open, honest, and vulnerable. This mutual openness fosters a deeper connection and understanding. When we trust someone, we allow ourselves to be seen and known. This transparency is the essence of true intimacy. We let them into our lives and share our hopes, dreams, and fears. This sharing creates a bond that is both profound and enduring, making our relationships richer and more fulfilling. Trust is essential for relationships to thrive. It is the bedrock upon which all meaningful connections are built. Without trust, even the strongest bonds can crumble. Without trust, relationships are fragile and prone to conflict. Misunderstandings and doubts can easily arise, leading to unnecessary arguments and tension. When we don't trust our loved ones, we may feel anxious, insecure, and suspicious. These feelings can create a barrier, preventing us from fully connecting with those we care about. Trust allows us to be vulnerable. It gives us the courage to open up and share our deepest thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment. When we trust someone, we can let down our guard and be ourselves. This authenticity fosters a deeper understanding and appreciation of each other. We don't have to worry about being judged or rejected. Instead, we can enjoy the freedom of being accepted for who we truly are. This vulnerability is essential for intimacy and connection. Trust promotes open communication. It encourages us to share our thoughts and feelings honestly. When we trust each other, we are more likely to communicate openly and honestly. This transparency helps to build a stronger, more resilient relationship. We feel safe sharing our thoughts and feelings, knowing that we will be heard and respected. Trust builds resilience. Relationships inevitably face challenges, but trust helps us navigate through them. Trust provides a strong foundation to weather these storms. It gives us the confidence to face difficulties together, knowing that we have each other's back. When we trust each other, we are more likely to work through problems together. This collaborative spirit strengthens our bond and helps us overcome obstacles as a united front. In the end, trust is what makes relationships truly fulfilling. It allows us to build lasting connections that can withstand the test of time. Several factors can hinder the development of trust in relationships. Recognizing these barriers is crucial for addressing them effectively. Lack of communication can create misunderstandings and erode trust. Past hurts and betrayals can make it difficult to trust again. If someone has broken our trust in the past, it's natural to be cautious about trusting them again. Insecurities and low self-esteem can also make it challenging to trust others. Different values and beliefs can sometimes lead to conflicts that strain trust. It's important to have open and honest conversations about these differences. Lack of boundaries can also create resentment and mistrust. Open and honest communication is crucial for building trust. It's the foundation upon which all strong relationships are built. Share your thoughts and feelings clearly and respectfully. This means expressing yourself without fear of judgment or retaliation. Listen actively to the other person's perspective, even if you don't agree with it. Active listening involves not just hearing the words, but understanding the emotions behind them. Be present and engaged in conversations. This shows that you value the other person's thoughts and feelings. Put away distractions and give the other person your full attention. This means turning off your phone, closing your laptop, and focusing solely on the conversation at hand. Non-verbal communication is also important. Make eye contact, nod your head, and show through your body language that you are engaged. Use open body language to show that you are listening. This includes facing the person, uncrossing your arms, and leaning slightly forward. Ask clarifying questions to make sure you understand each other. This helps to avoid misunderstandings and shows that you are truly interested in what the other person is saying. Don't assume you know what the other person is thinking or feeling. Always check in and ask for clarification if needed. Check in with each other regularly. This helps to keep the lines of communication open and ensures that both parties are on the same page. Take the time to connect and see how the other person is doing. Regular check-ins and quality time together strengthen the bond and build trust. Section 5, the power of vulnerability, letting others in. Vulnerability is essential for building trust. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we show others that we trust them with our hearts. Start by sharing small things about yourself. Gradually share more as you feel comfortable. Don't be afraid to show your emotions. Let the other person see your authentic self. Be supportive when the other person is vulnerable. Don't judge or criticize them for sharing their feelings. Remember that vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. It takes courage to be vulnerable, but the rewards are worth it. Section 6. Setting boundaries. Respecting each other's needs. Boundaries are essential for healthy relationships. They define where one person ends and the other begins. Communicate your boundaries clearly and respectfully. Let the other person know what you are and are not comfortable with. Respect the other person's boundaries. Don't pressure them to do something they're not comfortable with. Be willing to compromise. Not all boundaries are non-negotiable. Be open to finding solutions that work for both of you. Enforce your boundaries consistently. Section 7. Honesty, the best policy for building trust. Honesty is the foundation of trust. Be truthful in your words and actions. Don't make promises you can't keep. Admit when you've made a mistake. Don't try to hide your mistakes or pretend they didn't happen. Apologize sincerely when you've hurt someone. A genuine apology can go a long way in rebuilding trust. Be accountable for your actions. Take responsibility for your behavior and the impact it has on others. Honesty takes courage, but it is the best way to build strong, trusting relationships. Section 8. When trust is broken, navigating difficult waters. Trust can be broken in many ways, big and small. Betrayal, infidelity, and dishonesty can all severely damage trust. It's important to acknowledge the hurt and pain caused by the breach of trust. Allow yourself time to process your emotions. Don't try to sweep your feelings under the rug. Communicate with the other person about how their actions have impacted you. Listen to their perspective without interrupting or getting defensive. It's important to understand why the breach of trust occurred. Determining whether or not to rebuild trust is a personal decision. Section 9. Forgiveness and rebuilding. Mending broken bonds. Forgiveness is a process, not an event. It takes time to forgive someone who has hurt you. Focus on rebuilding trust one step at a time. Start with small acts of trustworthiness. Be patient and understanding. It takes time to rebuild trust after it has been broken. Seek professional help if needed. A therapist can provide a safe and supportive space to work through trust issues. Remember that rebuilding trust is a two-way street. Both parties need to be willing to put in the effort. Rebuilding trust is possible, but it takes time, patience, and commitment. Section 10. The rewards of trust. Reaping the benefits. Investing in trust yields significant rewards in any relationship. Trust is the bedrock of intimacy. It allows us to connect deeply and authentically with others. Stronger relationships are built on a foundation of trust. Trust fosters a sense of security and stability. Trust reduces conflict and promotes harmony. When we trust each other, we are more likely to communicate openly and resolve conflicts constructively. Trust enhances our overall well-being. It reduces stress, anxiety, and loneliness.